Well, welcome back to my channel, Mispronounced Adventures. My name's Alex, and welcome to another episode in the Swedish Arctic. So, last time I got to meet King and It on their own Arctic adventure. We got to go dog sledding, and we got to see an absolutely amazing display of the Northern Lights. This time, I'm going to make my way back over to Finland, so I've got some driving to do. So let's go. Right, currently leaving Abisko, where I've spent the last day and a bit with King and It, seeing them. So I am driving over to Rovaniemi in Finland, which people will realise is quite the way away. But I have one of my friends flying out, and these are the dates which worked for them, so I'm going to pick them up and we're going to have a bit of a road trip. So I'm going to pick them up in Rovaniemi and drop them off in Kiruna. So yes, I have to kind of go back again, but oh well. But being back in Kiruna will then put me quite high up, so that works for me. So it's currently 3 PM and it's pretty dark. The temperature is also a balmy -16 and my toes are still thawing out from filming the intro. So the cabin heaters are on full, but engine is up to temperature, so no need for the grill cover just yet. When it gets down to like -25 or below, then I'll put the grill cover on, because it stops the engine cooling down too much when driving. Ah, that's a light pillar. That's a really cool atmospheric phenomenon with ice crystals. So I pulled over to get some video of the light pillars. I think I've got some which can show it. It's a really cool atmospheric phenomenon, really. So what happens is, many people may not know, there are lots and lots of different types of crystal structure. And oh, it's back. Right, well, as I was saying, there are lots of different types of ice crystal which form the atmosphere, and one's responsible for this are platelets. I just basically imagine a dinner plate ice crystal, not the size, but just like a flat, not necessarily circular disc either, just a flat ice crystal, and then they all end up dropping down in the same direction, like being flat, which means light passes easily up and down in the vertical, so you get the light pillar from the light source below, but it doesn't sort of come out from the sides. That's a terrible explanation, but more or less the principle. Well, it's cooled down to a balmy -20 whilst driving at the minute. -22, we are at the current trip record. Is it going to drop again? Am I going to get -23 and a new record for the trip? It was still 20 degrees away from the goal. It's -23. Right, so I was on the phone to Our Daily Adventure, who's an Instagram couple I've been literally just crossed each other going opposite directions, so I'm just span around and just going to go, hopefully pull off and find them.
In half a mile, turn left.
Safe place to spark, and then we'll catch up or something.
In half a mile, turn left.
Ready?
Proceed to the route.
Right, found our daily adventure of Dan and Chanel. So we're also on their Arctic trip. So far this trip I've just been bumping into people the entire time. But good to see more Brits up here. Right, I'll let them carry on to Kiruna and I'm gonna head south. So we're currently doing the adult thing and brake testing our vans at 30 at the gate.
Proceed to the route. Proceed to the route. Proceed to the route.
That was nice to meet them, and then just do some fucking around brake testing of us just getting to 30 and slamming on the anchors or slowing down and see how well different tyres worked, or my all-terrains versus their studs. Effectively we all stopped at the exact same distance because it's not really the conditions where studs are going to be doing much at the, here at the minute. Because it's still snow. If it was on ice, then yeah, they would have stopped miles quicker than I did. But on this snowy conditions, absolutely fine. Right, on to finally find a park up for the night. Well, new high score, -25. Right, a bit more driving, it's -26, and the engine is starting to struggle to keep temperature. So I'm going to have to go put on the engine cover when I find a place to stop. Right, -28. So -28 is the coldest ever I've got in the van. So last winter's coldest was -27. So -28, new personal best. Only another 12 to go to get to -40, which is probably not going to happen tonight. Right, well, temperature's dropped to -28, which means the cold air hitting the radiator through the grille cools the engine's coolant down so much that the engine running and with the preheater on can't keep the engine hot enough to actually leave any heat left in the engine so I can have the cabin heaters on. Or for the engine to remain at operating temperature, I can just see it falling off. So I'm going to put my engine cover on, or my grille cover. That's going to stop most of the cold air hitting it and should keep it a lot warmer. Although it'd help if I picked the longer cable ties. Right, that should block out most of it. Should put gloves on. Time to get back in the van. Grille cover is on. Temperature is rising, back up to operating temperatures. Cabin heaters back on full, keeping me warm. Those things just make a massive difference. Absolute massive difference. one of my friends said the forecast for tonight is minus 28 in this area, so I don't think it should drop any lower. Although if it does, it doesn't matter. We've got the grill cover on now. Minus 30, 31. It just keeps going down. Finally found a park up for the night. Looks like somewhere where they park some diggers and lots of snowmobile tracks. So looks like people just park here. So spot found. Right, time to make some food. Minus 24 outside. So, as it's air temperature in here is going to be about 21 degrees, but the floor will probably get to about minus 10 tonight. So things like the batteries, things like the power banks, they got to come off the floor before I go to bed. All these wet patches from footprints, they'll freeze over. And just generally anything which I don't want to freeze, so liquids, so any drinks or beers I've got on the floor, they need to get lifted up before I go to bed. And same for the power banks. First, some food. And a beer. And a beer. Right, I want some of this stuff. Well, everything cooking wise in the van is electric based, induction. I got the air fryer as well. And that's all charged off, mostly up here off the engine and the battery chargers. So most days I finish at about 99% power or 100% power, and then end up and it's probably a bit much. I then end up kind of in the morning with the heater running and everything else running, about 70%, maybe 75. Generally, my rule of thumb for cooking with induction in the van is if I cook for 10 minutes, I need to drive tomorrow the equivalent of about 20 minutes. It's more like 15, 17, but that's the idea. Probably just best not to do it one-handed for video. Right, time to enjoy my dinner. On trips like this, I do my best to make meals and stuff which don't require much cleaning, just because I've just using water jerry cans for the main water, and the grey tank is external and that is obviously going to freeze, so I do my best to actually use no water or make no grey water whatsoever. Well, it'll be rude not to go out after dinner to see if the Northern Lights are out, so if this segment is followed by Northern Lights footage, fantastic. If it wasn't, I'll see you in the morning. Well, I decided to cut short the Aurora photography because I was outside photographing the Aurora, and I brought the thermal out because I wanted to see if there was anything around me. Yeah, there was a moose 20 meters away with whatever a baby moose is called. So probably best to end tonight's Aurora session. Right, well, looking like a bit of a winter wonderland outside. Minus 19 currently. Should probably get up. Frosty. Right, put the engine preheater on. Minus 24 outside. Coolant temperature is currently minus 22. I wouldn't worry about 10.7 volts. That seems to show a little bit lower when it's on idle or it's cold. You can see how cold it is. Ice is forming on the metal pillars of the van. Morning routine rise. I have a bit of a different layout than most vans, so my bed is kind of folds away. But it doesn't take too long. Access to all this lovely space. Right, let's see if this starts. Minus 20 outside. As this coolant temperature 80 degrees. Like a summer's day. Right, let's thaw out the cab because it's all still frozen. This is all on the inside. Them on, maximum heat. Right. Right, it's time to get moving to Finland and get to Rovaniemi. Right, morning editing, which is a bit you don't see much on the videos because I edit a lot of them whilst I'm away. So it's now 2 in the afternoon, it's getting dark. I'm making my way over to Rovaniemi in Finland, which is Santa's house. So we're going to cross the Swedish-Finland border in a little while. And yeah, I'm going to pick up my friend Katie from the airport. And I'm not quite sure what the plans are for the evening, where we're going to park up. I think I might park up at Santa's village, stealth camp at Santa's house. And yeah, the overall plan is to see Santa's village probably tomorrow. The flight lands at 6 p.m. today, and then like road trip over to Kiruna and hopefully do some activities on the way and see some lights. And yeah, that's the plan, really. Also, my windscreen washer fluid is frozen solid, which is no surprise. I'm in the Arctic. Get out of the way! Well, I've got a dilemma. I mean, it's not really a dilemma. The answer is obvious, to be honest with you. Our daily adventure, who I met yesterday, had an issue of their heater last night, and it basically vented CO into their van. This is why everyone should have CO detectors if you've got a diesel heater. So they're all fine, health-wise, but their heater is not working, and it seems that their burn chamber part of their heater is, well, it's clogged. I can't imagine it would be knackered or how it's knackered. But so they're wanting to know if I've got a spare. I do have a spare. I've got an entire spare unit with me, but it's my spare unit. But regardless, yeah, I mean they can have the burner out of it. It just leaves me without a spare burner. So hopefully they can fix it via other means. Because if it's just clogged, brake cleaner should be able to get it. But if they do, yeah, I don't want their trip to come to an end. That's what it sounds like it's going to be. If they can't get, if they can't get the, if it isn't working again, you know, unsurprising. It was minus 31 yesterday on the drive, so they need a heater. Yeah. Don't even why I said it's not a moral dilemma at all. It's like it's obvious that I'll give them the part. I mean, they've offered to buy it, but I'm not going to sell it to them. They can have it, and they can just long-term replace me with a different burner. Yes. Hopefully they get it sorted. Right, we are entering Finland. We're in Finland. Right, we are in Finland, and that's all I've got to say really. We've still got another hour and a bit of driving to do, and then we'll get to Rovaniemi. It's definitely warmed up a bit. It's now 0 degrees. Last night it was minus 31 when driving. So, question: our daily adventures have a winch on their van, and now I'm jealous. Do I need a winch? Should I get a winch? Should I get a hidden bumper winch? That could be fun. I think I would have to up the weight limit of the van and deal with the sea lice and stuff to do that. I would probably not really need to use it that much, but I just like the flexibility of fixing a problem if I get stuck. Right. Made it to Rovaniemi Airport. I just need to find where arrivals is and how that works. And that's pretty much going to end this episode here. So from Kiruna in Sweden all the way over to Rovaniemi Airport in Finland, where I'm going to pick up my friend for the next episode to do a bit of a road trip and probably a few of the more touristy things. But thank you very much for joining me. Same as normal. This trip, power-wise, is supported by Roma batteries. I'm playing around and testing their new extreme range. But if you want to help support the channel, you could use the affiliate link if you want to get some new batteries, be their extreme range or their normal range. That helps the channel out. It helps fund silly trips like this up to the Arctic. Or you can leave a comment, a like, and subscribe to the channel if you've liked what you've seen. So thank you very much, and I'll see you next time. Cheers. Bye.